Welcome to the channel where pocket change can lead to hidden treasures. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of Australian 20-cent coins. Coins that may look ordinary, but some of them are incredibly rare and surprisingly valuable. Whether you're a coin collector, a casual spender, or just curious about what's hiding in your wallet, this video is for you. We'll explore which Australian 20-cent pieces are worth holding on to, uncover key dates, rare minting errors, and features that can turn a simple coin into something special. These coins are more than just currency. Some carry real collector value that might shock you. So grab your change, and let's discover which 20-cent Australian coins could be hiding a fortune in plain sight. First up, the fascinating piece from the world of Australian currency, the 1975 Australian 20-cent coin. This coin might look like just another silver piece of metal you'd use to buy a snack or drop into a vending machine, but if you've got a 1975 20-cent coin, you might want to look a little closer. This year holds a lot of interest for collectors and everyday Australians alike, not just because of its age, but because of the rich details in its minting and what it represents in Australian numismatic history. Now, the 20-cent coin has been in circulation since 1966, the year Australia switched to decimal currency. But not every year is created equal, and 1975 is a perfect example. While it was a regular issue coin, meaning it wasn't part of any commemorative series, its appeal today goes far beyond that of a standard coin. Let's talk about what makes the 1975 Australian 20-cent coin interesting. First, the design. On the obverse, or front, you'll find the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. This portrait was widely used on Australian coins throughout the 1970s and into the 1980s. It's a classic and easily recognizable image. The reverse of the coin features the iconic platypus, designed by Stuart Devlin. This design has stood the test of time, remaining on the 20-cent piece to this day, and it gives the coin a uniquely Australian character. But when it comes to the 1975 20-cent coin, it's not just about design. Collectors are interested in this coin because of a few important factors, including mintage numbers, condition, and possible die variations or minting errors that appeared that year. The 1975 issue had a mintage of approximately 27 million coins. That's a fairly healthy number, but here's the thing. As decades go by, many of these coins are either lost, damaged, or heavily worn from circulation. That's why coins from 1975 that remain in better condition today are becoming increasingly interesting to collectors. The better the condition, the higher the demand. And that leads us to a very important point. Even common coins can become valuable if they're preserved well. Now let's talk about die varieties and minting issues. In any minting process, errors can occur. Small mistakes in the dies, misalignments, weak strikes, or doubling. While the 1975 Australian 20-cent coin isn't widely known for a specific error, there are always unique pieces that slip through the cracks. Coins with things like off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or doubling on the lettering or platypus design can be especially desirable. These types of errors aren't always well documented, so when collectors find one, they become real treasures. Another factor that makes the 1975 issue appealing is its place in time. This coin represents the midpoint of a decade of big change in Australia. Politically, socially, and economically, the 1970s were a transformative era. So having coins from this time is like owning a small piece of history, and that's something collectors deeply value. If you're holding on to a 1975 20-cent coin, here's what you want to do. First, examine its condition carefully. Coins with minimal wear, strong luster, and sharp detail are always in higher demand. Next, check for anything unusual, doubling, misstrikes, or slight variations in font, alignment, or edge shape. These might indicate a rare error coin. Now, although I won't mention exact values in this video, let's just say that some examples of this coin, especially those with error features or in brilliant condition, can attract strong interest from collectors. It's always worth checking your coin jars and old wallets. You never know what you might find hiding in plain sight. Another thing to consider is how this coin fits into a broader collection. If you're collecting by decade, by monarch, or by denomination, the 1975 Australian 20-cent piece is a must-have. Its availability in the past doesn't mean it's easy to find today in top condition. And when demand increases and supply decreases, especially for well-kept coins, the value often follows. For new collectors watching this video, this is a great starting point. Coins like the 1975 20 cent are accessible, but still hold potential. They're part of a real-world treasure hunt, learning history, examining condition, spotting errors, and building something meaningful over time. For experienced collectors, you already know that coins like this, common date on paper but uncommon in pristine shape, are the kind of coins that round out or even elevate a collection. Before we wrap up, here's one more tip. If you ever come across rolls of old 20-cent coins from banks or estate collections, keep an eye out for coins from the mid-70s, especially 1975. They're often overlooked, but could end up being far more interesting than you think. Next up, the 2004 Australian 20 cents. On the obverse, you'll see the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. This design was standard on Australian coins from 1999 onwards. On the reverse, we see the classic platypus, a national icon sculpted by Stuart Devlin. These two images may look familiar, but the story lies in the details, and that's where collectors focus their attention. The 2004 Australian 20-cent coin had a mintage in the tens of millions. But don't let that number fool you. High mintage doesn't always mean low value. Why? Because not every coin survives in top condition. Circulation wears down coins over time. A sharp, clear, uncirculated 2004 coin is much harder to find today than it was 20 years ago. Collectors are especially drawn to 2004 coins in high-grade condition. If your coin has full detail in the Queen's hair and sharp lines on the platypus design, with strong luster and no signs of heavy handling, it could be very desirable. And that's just the beginning. What really sets coins apart in the numismatic world are minting errors and varieties. While the 2004 20-cent coin isn't officially listed with a known widespread error, there have been reports of coins showing die cracks, off-center strikes, weak edges, or doubling on the lettering. These types of flaws, even when subtle, can dramatically increase collector interest. There are also proof coins and mint set strikes issued by the Royal Australian Mint in 2004. These coins were never intended for circulation and often feature mirror-like finishes, razor-sharp detail, and a superior strike. If you come across one of these in change or inherited collections, it could be worth significantly more than a regular strike. Let's talk briefly about planchet issues. Planchets are the blank discs used to strike coins. If a planchet has a flaw before the coin is struck, such as a crack, lamination, or a partial clip, the resulting coin becomes a mint error. And while these aren't common, they are absolutely sought after. Collectors often pay strong premiums for verified errors, especially from modern years like 2004. Here's a tip. If you ever go through bank rolls, garage sale coin tins, or inherited coin jars, don't skip over the 20-cent coins, especially from the early 2000s. Years like 2004 are gaining attention because people are starting to realize their scarcity in pristine condition. Now, condition isn't everything, but it plays a huge role. A circulated 2004 coin may be common, but one that has been carefully preserved with minimal wear might be just what a collector needs to complete a set. Coins like that don't stay on the market long. Another great strategy for collectors is building full-date sets. A collector trying to gather one 20-cent coin from each year between 1966 and today may struggle to find certain dates in top quality. That's where the 2004 issue becomes important. Not for its rarity, but for how difficult it is to find in mint state condition without paying a premium. Also worth noting is that modern collectors are increasingly drawn to low-grade errors, strike-throughs, and machine doubling, even on newer coins. So if your 2004 20-cent coin looks a little different, check for extra thickness on the letters, missing detail, or design distortions. These could be minor minting mistakes that make your coin stand out. It's amazing how something as ordinary as a 20-cent piece can have this much behind it. The coin you've used for parking meters or tossed into your car's console might actually be a hidden treasure. This is exactly why so many collectors and casual hobbyists are now checking their coins more closely than ever before. We're living in a time where coins from the 2000s, once considered too modern to be collectible, are becoming the next wave of valuable finds. And the 2004 Australian 20-cent coin is part of that trend. It's modern, it's accessible, and it might be more valuable than you think. If you have one, look at the shine, the detail, and any unusual features. Compare it with other years. And remember, if you see something different, don't spend it, save it. Next up, the 2008 Australian 20-cent coin. Let's start with the basics. This coin features the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, a design used on Australian coins from 1999 until well into the 2010s. On the reverse, you'll find the classic and instantly recognizable platypus, designed by Stuart Devlin. This image has been the face of the 20-cent coin since 1966. But while the design hasn't changed, the 2008 issue stands out for a few important reasons, especially for collectors focused on modern decimal coins. First, let's talk about condition. Millions of these coins were minted for circulation, but most have been heavily used. Over 15 years of circulation means that most examples have scratches, edge wear, or loss of detail. That's why finding a high-grade 2008 20-cent coin, one with sharp detail, strong luster, and minimal wear, is increasingly difficult and highly desirable for collectors. Now, the second thing to look for is error coins. Every minting year has the potential for flaws, and while 2008 wasn't officially released with a known error type, collectors have reported a number of interesting anomalies. These include off-center strikes, rim cuds, die cracks, and even letter doubling. These minting mistakes, though rare, are real, and they instantly make a standard coin far more collectible. Here's what to do. If you have a 2008 20-cent coin, examine it closely. Look at the Queen's crown. Are the edges sharp or blurred? Check the word Australia and the numbers in the year. Is there any doubling or distortion? Look at the edges of the coin. Do you see any cracks, clips, or extra metal blobs? These are all signs of minting errors, and even the smallest error can raise a coin's appeal. Also keep an eye out for mint set strikes. In 2008, the Royal Australian Mint released official uncirculated and proof coin sets. These sets contain coins that were never intended for general circulation, and they are struck with higher precision. Occasionally, these coins get separated from their sets and end up in circulation. If you find a 2008 20-cent coin that looks unusually shiny or sharper than others, you may be holding a mint set coin, and that's a great find. Beyond errors and condition, there's also the factor of modern collector demand. More and more people are starting to build full-year sets of Australian decimal coins. That means collectors are trying to find one coin from every year in the best possible condition. And as time passes, 2008 coins in top grade are becoming much harder to find. This increases demand, and where demand rises and supply shrinks, value often follows. You might be wondering, is a 2008 coin really that special? It may not have been rare when it was released, but what makes it valuable now is a combination of time, condition, and hidden errors. In coin collecting, it's not just the old coins that matter. Sometimes the ones we think are common today become the most desirable tomorrow. So here's a tip. Go through your loose change, coin jars, and even old wallets. Set aside any 2008 20-cent coins you find. Look at them under good light, tilt them at different angles, and compare them with other years. The more detail you notice, the more likely you are to spot a standout coin. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced collector, the 2008 Australian 20-cent coin is one you shouldn't ignore. It's a modern coin with growing interest, and with the right condition or an unusual flaw, it could be far more valuable than its face value. Now, we'll explore the 2009 Australian 20-cent coin. Let's start with why this particular year matters. The 2009 Australian 20-cent coin was released into circulation, just like any other. But more than a decade later, many of these coins have been worn down by time, handling, and circulation. Finding a clean, crisp, high-grade 2009 coin today is becoming more and more difficult. And that's exactly why collectors are paying attention to it. Coins from 2009 that still have their original mint luster, sharp edges, and full design detail, especially in the Queen's hair and the ripples around the platypus, are now seen as increasingly collectible. If you happen to have one in that kind of condition, it could be far more desirable than you think. Now let's talk about what really gets collectors excited: errors and varieties. Although the 2009 20-cent coin isn't officially known for a national error, many experienced collectors have reported coins from this year with interesting features. Slight off-center strikes, rim cuds, die cracks, planchet flaws, and even subtle doubling in the lettering or numbers. These small minting mistakes are not always easy to spot, but they can turn a regular coin into a standout piece in any collection. So what should you do? Start by examining the coin under a good light. Look at the fine details. Are all the letters crisp? Is the edge perfectly round, or is there a slight distortion? Does the metal look clean, or do you see any cracks, streaks, or missing details? A coin that looks different from others of the same year is always worth setting aside for a closer look. Also, let's not forget about mint set coins. In 2009, the Royal Australian Mint released official coin sets that included a specially struck 20-cent coin with superior finish and detail. These coins are not meant for general circulation, but sometimes they make it out into the public through estate sales, swaps, or inherited collections. If your 2009 coin looks sharper than the rest, it might be one of these mint-quality pieces, and collectors definitely want those. The 2009 20-cent coin also plays a vital role in modern Australian coin collections. Collectors building a full year-by-year decimal set know how important it is to have every year represented, and that includes 2009. But it's not just about filling a gap. It's about finding coins that truly stand out. And with most 2009 coins now showing signs of heavy use, high-grade examples are becoming more scarce by the day. There's something else you should consider. In recent years, there's been a growing trend of collectors focusing on modern circulation coins, not just old or pre-decimal coins. That means coins from the 2000s and even 2010s are becoming more popular among new and experienced collectors alike. The 2009 Australian 20-cent coin is right in the middle of this modern wave of collectible interest. So the next time you go through your pocket change or clean out an old coin jar, take a close look at any 2009 20-cent coins you find. Even if it doesn't have a dramatic error, a coin in top condition can be a smart addition to your collection, or one worth trading or holding onto long-term. To wrap up, the 2009 Australian 20-cent coin is much more than it seems. It represents a key modern year, offers the possibility of minting flaws, and is increasingly hard to find in clean, original condition. It may not scream rarity, but that's exactly why it's quietly becoming more valuable among collectors. Thanks for spending time with me today as we uncovered the story of this overlooked yet important coin. If you found any of these Australian 20-cent coins with a strange feature, flawless condition, or suspected error, drop a comment below and share your find. Your discovery might help someone else learn what to look for. If you love videos like this that dig deep into the real value of everyday coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. I'll be back soon with more coin insights that could help you spot money hiding in plain sight. Until next time, keep checking your change, keep learning, and remember, even a small coin from these years might just be worth a second look.